Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Booth podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guests are the RomCom guys, aka David and Phil. They are writer, actor, producer, stop me. Yeah, duo from London. Because I feel like you go on and on.
We
So guys,
do, we
welcome
do.
to the show.
Hey,
Thank you
thanks
so
for having
much.
us, bro. Man, like Kashif. Yeah, we in the
Yeah.
building. We in the booth. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, it's good to have you guys on the show. I feel like I've known you guys for a long time. Like I worked with Phil, it's crazy, like 6 years ago on
Mm.
my old web series, Nate and Jamie. He was the DP on the first two episodes. And David, I feel like you auditioned for stuff
Yeah.
I've casted for. And then it's funny, we only met randomly like a few years ago. It's like it's weird
Yeah.
how that works, like with self-tapes and all that stuff, and stuff like that. So but how are you guys doing? I saw you guys were just shooting a project over the weekend. How was that?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Good. I'm started the new projects, like probably our biggest project to date. We're trying to make this Christmas rom-com at the minute. So that's kind of where all of our focus and energy has been, besides the other hands-on pies that we got our hands in or whatnot. But yeah, I'm good.
Mhm.
Little stressed and overwhelmed, done
Yeah.
overworked, but we thank God for the oxygen in my lungs. How are you doing, Phil?
Pretty much the same. You pretty much covered it, but yeah, busy time, busy period. There's a lot to think about, a lot to do, but the fact that we're able to do this and continue every single day is a blessing. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, I'm doing all good.
Good, good. So how did you guys meet? I know you guys have been friends for a long time. So what brought David and Phil together?
We
Yeah.
um we went to different branches of the same church growing up.
Mhm.
So he was in the Wallington branch, was in the Croydon area. I was in the Streatham branch, which was yeah. So basically, we're both south, but it's
Mm,
like it's almost like 40 minutes away, really. So we basically never saw each other until like our churches did like youth retreats where the youth will go away and like play games and do activities and stuff like that. And then eventually they started opening it up to different branches, and then that's when I kind of really met David.
mm,
Besides like doing some yearly events where David would come to my church, that we'll do some events at my church and David would perform, he would rap. Yeah, at those like youth retreats, that's when I really got to know David as a person and as a character. And then yeah, that's
mm.
that's that's how we met, really. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Phil and his people, they were like the main church, so they were the cool kids, didn't it? And I was just always chill with them and be like, "Yo, I also like acting and movies and stuff. Let's be friends." And eventually it worked.
Okay, so and how many years has it been? Like how long have you guys known each other?
Boy,
Gosh, like 14, I think, 14 or 15
Wow.
years.
yeah,
Wow.
Something
yeah.
like that,
Honestly, my gosh.
yeah. Yeah, when you put it in numbers, that's crazy.
Considering questions like that, I'm old. I'm old.
Wow, that is crazy. I love that. I love that. That's really cool. So, what kind of brought you guys together as being this writer, producer, actor
Mm,
duo?
Do you know what? I think over time we started to clock, because I don't it was quite organic, but we started to clock that we had a lot of the same interests.
Hmm.
And that's from like pop culture, music, like anime, video games. Like it's very rare you come across another. I'll be real. It's very rare you come across another black boy or
mm,
black youth that likes all these same stuff that you like. Like usually I'll be in rooms where, oh, you're the guy that likes anime, or you're a neek, and then I'll be quiet or whatever. Or I'll be the guy like in a room, or you like that type of rap music, or you like this type of rap music, or you like that rapper, you like this rapper. And yeah, we found out we connected on a lot of stuff, and we realized that as we both wanted to film, and I wanted to direct, and he wants to act, it was like, okay, cool, it makes sense to do this as a thing. So I remember our first film that we did and failed. Yeah,
wow.
it was a big failure. I don't even know what the footage is. It's crazy. But this was like maybe 12 years ago or something like that.
You
We
told
tried to make our own version of the film Bucket List.
me.
And yeah, we were just shooting and we were just doing it as we go, just being quite young and naive. But
Mhm.
that was our first venture. And then we didn't really speak too much until like after uni times. And
Mm,
then started collaborating a bit more on some other projects. And then we realized over time that, yeah, we work really well together. We've got a very similar taste and we have a very, very similar vision. So it's like, you know, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So we thought, okay, cool, let's try this. And then I think it was just like last year that we actually solidified, okay, cool, let's say we are the rom-com guys. Like before then, like we did our film His Sickle Journey, which was our biggest film to date. We did that in 2022. So we've been working together quite closely for a while, but it was only last year that we decided, okay, cool, let's really decide that we are the rom-com guys. Let's get people to know that this is Phil and David, this is our thing. And yeah.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that. Because sometimes it's hard for you to kind of find somebody who is your soulmate creatively, you know? And also it's also about matching that work ethic, because not everybody has that. Like there's some great people I've worked with, and it's like their work ethic is not the same, or they might be the most talented person, but they don't know how to work to get their goals. So that's really good to hear. I love that. So David, how did you get into acting? What was it about being a performer that kind of drew you to be in front of the camera? Because you're already funny. So I already see like the personality is just there. I would, you know, you put all that energy into something.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honestly, like I was molded and shaped by Will Smith. Like when I was maybe 3, 4 years old, I have this distinct memory of being in like my first house in London. That's how long ago this was. And I just sat there in the living room with my ma and my older brother watching Fresh Prince. I was looking at them, looking at him, laughing. And I thought to myself, I want to do that. I want to make people have this feeling. And so literally since then, that was the seed that was kind of, placed inside me that I've been pursuing ever since. But you might imagine, growing up as a child of the diaspora, with very caring African parents, the route of an actor isn't immediately appealing to them. So I was still going the regular route of thinking I was going to be a doctor, failing my exams and realizing I might have to be an accountant, hating that and realizing I might have to do marketing. And then eventually I was like, listen, like all the while I still wanted to do acting, and I was training and I was working and collaborating and writing. And I was like, at some point I just need to say, listen, I need to chase this thing fully. And that's eventually what happened. And I thank God I was in a position and supported to the place where I could do that, where I could just take that leap and be like, okay, I'm not going to be something and an actor. I'm going to be an actor, and whatever else adds to that. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of the journey that had been for me. But very much watching Will Smith, that desire had been birthed in me since I was a child.
I love that. And I think you saying Will Smith, I see it. As soon as you said that, I was like, okay, I put two and two together.
That's
Yeah,
what
I see it.
everyone says.
I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Hitch is
Mm.
like one of your favorite rom-coms then, yeah?
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny?
Mm.
I love Hitch, but it barely makes my top 10.
Wow.
The reason it makes my top 10 is because Will Smith is in it.
Mhm,
Which is weird because it's actually such a good film. But
mhm,
when we're talking rom-coms, like the rom-coms that really raised me,
mhm.
Eddie Murphy, Coming to America,
Okay.
Boomerang.
Mhm,
That's when I was
mhm,
like, okay, rom-coms are my thing because I
mhm.
do that. Yeah.
See, I'm happy you mentioned those because
Mhm,
in the game
mhm.
we're gonna play later, they're not here. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to
Yeah,
think. You're gonna have to think hard.
uh-oh. Okay.
So, okay, nice, nice. And so for you, Phil, like what got you into, because when I first worked with you, you were a DP and you had done that web series House Party, which was brilliant, and you guys won an award for it. So what was the whole journey for you from being a DP and now being a writer director?
The plan was never to be a DP. It
Mm,
like so my brother, when I was like maybe pre-teens, or when my brother realized that actually I have a lot of interest in I guess media production or like video creation, he was just like, he basically in not so exact words, he just said become a jack of all trades. Like you just need to know how to do everything, because the fact of the matter is you're going to come across people who perhaps you want to work with them or they want to work with you, but they may not be able to like provide everything that you perhaps need for whatever thing you're doing. And obviously filmmaking is a collaborative process. So he basically kind of just encouraged me to learn how to do everything from like editing to being a DOP to directing, even acting as well. So um when House Party came around, I realized, oh, because I was very introverted before that, like, and you can't be in my opinion, I can't, well, for what I want to do anyway, I can't be an introverted director. I
mhm,
need to be out of my shell. I need to be networking. I need to be I need my name known. I need to be out there basically working. So I thought, okay, cool. I'm not getting that many opportunities to direct my own stuff. Let me see if I can start helping other people. And being a DOP was a great example of me helping other people. So like with Josh, who was the director and producer of House Party, I've known him for a while, and we worked together on some shoots. So just like, hey, look, if you need a DOP, let me know. So yeah, he gave an opportunity to DOP, and then after that, I DOP'd a couple projects, including your own. And then eventually, I think that lasted for like a year and a half. And I thought, no, actually, it lasted way less than I thought it would last. I thought I would be a DOP for like maybe 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and I kind of achieved everything I wanted to achieve at that point. And I just was like, let me go full on and really try to be a writer director now. And then I decided to make that pivot, and around the same time of me making that pivot, that's when I started working with David a bit more as well. So everything kind of lined up basically for me to make that transition. Yeah.
No, I like that. I think it is good to take on that advice to be like a jack of all trades, to figure out what you like as well, because the industry is so multifaceted. So like you may feel like, oh, I want to do this, but then you might fall in love with something else, or maybe that's where your talent aligns. And I've had to do that as well, and learning where your strength and your skills are as well. So I think that's a really good journey. And now you guys are thriving, so it kind of made sense and worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's what's really good. I like that. So how do you guys incorporate your faith into what you're doing? Because like sometimes if, you know, people reference Tyler Perry, and like in his early days of his career, a lot of the films are very faith-based as well. And then to a certain degree, for me, unpopular opinion, I think some of them became preachy. Like his film, The Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, I think is his worst film, because it was like, what is this supposed to be? Like, I just didn't get it. But it's like, so how do you guys kind of incorporate that in your work, if you do that as well? Or do you feel sometimes like a push and pull towards that?
To be fair, yeah, I hear the criticism of that film a lot. Confessions of, and I personally, I never hated it. I just thought it was all right. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know what people saw, but yeah, I just thought, yeah, okay, cool, that's all right. I think I like moments of it, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, to answer the question, I guess I think we gotta know the why, and like what's your big takeaway, and what do you want people, how do you want people to leave watching your stuff? And for us, it's about the positive messages and the moments for change, or the moments for like beneficial outcomes for people's lives. And we want to do that through not just like romance, but through family related stuff and community related stuff. It just so happens that some of our family related projects and our community related projects haven't really touched ground yet. Like we submitted them to like schemes and like production companies and stuff like that. But it's the romance stuff that's really pushing us along, which I guess makes sense. But generally speaking, is about like making stuff that creates positive change. So like our film His Sickle Journey, yeah, like is definitely not like a faith-based project at all. Like but you can see that there's the positive outlook and the positive push towards like change of people knowing their genotypes and awareness about sickle cell, for example. And yeah, you know, when you make a film like that and then you screen it and then you see like firsthand and people talking to you about how much it impacted them and the changes that they made in their life because of the film like that, it just makes you want to continue making stuff that is quite positive, essentially. So with romance specifically, we see ourselves as we haven't really spoken about this, but it's kind of like an antidote, because I was kind of telling David this yesterday, because I went to watch Challengers yesterday, right?
Me too.
I was just like, and I told my wife this as well. I was like, why is infidelity so marketable? Like, why do people push so hard to find to like make toxic relationships marketable and like all that type of stuff? And fair enough, they happen, but like we want to be the people that put out a pretty positive message in that sense. Like you don't have to fall in love with someone's wife or husband.
Yeah.
That's not, you don't have to do that. Yeah, it's the positivity, really. But that's my POV. David, what about you?
You know, I 100% agree with that. You know, ultimately, our message as the rom-com guys is love, and ultimately, the message of the gospel is love, and from my view at least. And so, you know, even though it's not, you know, faith-based, exactly, you know, what we are carrying forward are those same themes and positive messages and positive depictions of relationships, not just romantic, but familial and friendship, and just this idea of community and its importance. And then with that, we like to Trojan horse a few things, like Phil mentioned his sickle journey, and like in that, the main couple were, you know, abstinent. And that's not just something you regularly see in a rom-com, you know. But we wanted to just kind of hint towards that being a normal thing to see in the mainstream, as well as, you know, what other people be doing, which, you know what I mean, they be doing them, you know, but we be doing we, you know what I mean, you know.
But it's not even just that, David. It's
mm,
it just came to my mind, but like it's redemption as well. Like every single story that we tell has an element of redemption,
yeah,
and redemption tends to be something that's like I'd say a pillar of the rom-com genre. Like you always have whoever the lead is, they've done a transgression and they have to go and redeem themselves. And it's usually this whole go to her moment when they run out of the airport and all that stuff. Like redemption is a massive part of the rom-com genre. So yeah, I could probably say that, yeah, that's drawn to us as well. And you know, that's part of the gospel as well. So yeah, it just spreads through, really.
No, that's really good. I love that take on it as well, because sometimes, you know, some preachy Christians, you know, might be judgmental, like, oh, why are you doing this? So that's very secular in the worldly way. And it's like, chill, it's all right. Like, it's not that deep. You know, like, listen, there's no fornication, there's no affair going on. Like, yeah, so I get that. That's really cool. So that kind of leads into why I was gonna say, like, why romantic comedies? What is it about romantic comedies that just you two coming together and deciding, like, this is what we want to do?
Do you know what? I think Dave and I had like similar origin stories. For him, like it was like Will Smith. And for me, it was kind of Will Smith as well, but it was for me, it was more like the family sitcoms that you see on TV. And like, when we talk about like Black love on TV, I don't know, sometimes I feel a bit disconnected for those conversations because that's all I remember growing up. I just watched bare shows that had Black love all over it. And some of the ones that stood out in my head the most were like you know, My Wife and Kids and Fresh Prince. And then obviously it's not Black love, but Modern Family as well. But for me, it was like it's the element of like despite my upbringing, so I come from a broken home. My parents split when I was like around 7 or 8. It was quite a nasty divorce as well, and it trickled like throughout my whole life. Basically, it was there's a lot of animosity, and it was kind of hard growing up. But then, you know, I'd watch these shows as escapism, and I realized that actually, you know, I could create the life I want to have. Like I don't have to follow the footsteps my parents basically went through. Fortunately or unfortunately, like I don't have to follow that. I could create that life for myself. So, you know, when I'm thinking about rom-coms and stuff like that, it's you know, it's about giving that message to people that yeah, you could find that love in a relationship despite your upbringing, despite how you've grown up. And yeah, here's an example of it. Or like if people see that a lot, you know, it can create that change for them, because, you know, as a kid, you grow up and you're growing up in a broken home. It can be quite dark, and then you watch a show like this, and it gives you that escapism. It's like, actually, I can live in this world, or I can create the world for myself, if that makes sense. So, you know, I just hope that the stuff that we make could, you know, create that positive change for other people as well.
Absolutely.
I like that. I think it's good because we did grow up with that representation. It was a lot of like African American representation, but we're still Black, so we saw ourselves represented. So I didn't feel like, oh, I can't achieve this, or I can't get this, or I see myself. And that was what was really great about it. And I think now I feel like I'm now in a place where it's great seeing you as well, myself. Like, let's push that Black British culture and what we have to represent, and our stories and our culture to be different from African American culture. Similar but different, you know. And you guys can continue to do that. So I think that's exciting to watch as well. So that also leads to my next point. What was it like for one of your short films, like the dialogue of that going viral on Twitter last year? Like, what was that like? Like, because it was just like, I saw the tweet and then I didn't even realize, like, wait a minute, this is from your script. So like, what was that like? And can you repeat the whole dialogue so that everyone knows who's listening?
That was crazy. Yeah, go on, David.
No, what was it? I forgot it now. With
The Bengo Ben thing.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So first of all, Phil's a madman for that.
Mhm. Oh, so you came up with that line. Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah. He's insane. My name is actually Benga, my Nigerian name, and he was like, "Oh, what if it was Ben? What?" And so obviously Nigerian
Mhm.
Twitter had a very similar reaction to that, and they just went off. And it was unexpected from me. You know, I didn't see that coming. But when it was happening, it was so hilarious. And it was hilarious how like annoyed some people got when it's like, okay, this is still a film though. Like it's still a joke. But but yeah, it was just nice to see people interacting with it and engaging with it, and it trickled into some extra views for, you know, our content as well, which was really amazing.
Do you know what? Do you know what it was? It was like when we were writing the script, it was one of the goals was for it to start a conversation,
Mhm.
and boy did it start a conversation
Yeah.
because we just wanted to make something that was a little bit topical as these characters were bonding. Because at the time we had done like we had another one planned that we'd shot afterwards, which was like a meet cute moment. But this one we wanted, oh, okay, what about if they've known each other for a couple of hours? What would they talk about? And then that was the type of thing that they would talk about. And like, you know, you have this character who's quite in touch with her culture, and this other character who has disconnected for his own reasons. Like it's not just like he wasn't a part of it. He was like, no, I want to survive in this Britain. I want to survive in this UK. It behooves me to not be as connected as possible.
Yeah.
So showing that disconnect and then seeing if romance can bloom within that disconnect. And then yeah, it started a conversation. I think I can't remember how I saw it on Twitter, but I eventually saw it, and then yeah, it just kept blowing up. I think someone sent it to me. I can't remember, but like it just kept blowing up. People kept replying to it, and the replies were hilarious. But yeah, like David said, some people took it really seriously. They were like really offended. Like, how can you disrespect your whole culture like that? And other people were like, no, I get it. Like, you know, you're growing up in London. Like, you want to survive out here, you want to get a job, then it makes sense to. But like, yeah, I think the conversation was just really cool to see. Like, stuff going viral for. I wouldn't say if it's a positive or negative reason. I don't even know. But like the fact that it started the conversation, and that's what we wanted. It's a good thing in our books, and yeah, it got some eyes on us, which is great.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, if you knew the person who tweeted that whole thing and you did see, that is even better. That is even better because it reached your target audience and it caused the conversation that you wanted it to cause. So, like, because I can relate, like, with my name, listen, I've had so many variations of my name. Listen, my granddad even used to call me, what do you say? He used to call me Felife, he used to call me Toffee. I've had yeah. My granddad, yeah, that's a whole trauma response. That's a whole another conversation. I've had people call me handkerchief. I've had it all. So it's like I had to like learn to like my name. I had to learn to love it. Sometimes if I would introduce myself, people couldn't even make out what I was saying because I was nervous to say it, you know, because I knew, okay, they're not going to get it. But I've never been a person to like abbreviate it. Like my closest friends or my family will say, oh, hey, Cash, or what's up, Cash? But they're the only ones who do it. I won't introduce myself and say, oh, call me Cash, because no, this is my name, learn it and get it. And so I understand why people want to like just make it easier for themselves and everybody else around them. But nah, if we can say Arnold Schwarzenegger and Nicole Scherzinger, and we can say, what's that thing from Mary Poppins? You know, that long ass word. Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. You can learn someone's name properly. So I think that's really good. That's really, really good. I liked that. It was really just a great thing to do as well. So how many films have you guys done? Because every time I see you on social media, I'm just like, another one? I'm jealous. I need to get out here and like shoot more. Like, so like, how many have you done? And how are you funding this? How are you making this up? Because it's great quality. Love the quality. I know, Phil, you're a jack of all trades, so I know you can make anything look well done with a low budget. So like, how are you doing this?
I think one thing we clocked quite early is that if we're able to, because we both write and we both like writing together, but then you know I direct and he acts, but that's a lot of like the production, but the pre-production and the post-production, that's where we kind of split a bit more. So David is a lot heavier on his pre-production, and I'm a lot heavier on the post-production, and I think that kind of works for us for the time being. But like, yeah, it's all self-funded. Yeah, with help sometimes here and there from like perhaps parents, some family members, some friends. And yeah, like we have a great network of friends. Like they're probably the best friends that you ever have. Like they're so amazing. Like they'll give up their apartment for the day for us to film. You know, they'll cancel their plans to come and act. Like we have some actor friends as well who aren't like, they're not necessarily pursuing acting like on a day-to-day basis, but you know, they act and they're really good. So like it's given us the leg up as far as like, you know, we create some stuff with our friends, and then someone an actor sees it and they're like, oh, I want to be in your stuff. And that's kind of what's happened like continuously, even to this day. It's happened continuously. So yeah, it's all been self-funded, and we have a great network of friends that will give us their resources, their car, their apartment, and they're willing to do it, and that they're happy to do it. So much they're happy to do it, so much so that sometimes we don't even want to ask because we know they'll say yes. Like keep doing it, but like that's kind of where we're at for now anyway. But yeah, it's mostly been self-funded. Like one of our projects, Minister in Training, the web series that we did in like 2019, our church let us use the office, and we filmed there. So there's a lot of grace that's come our way, and I think we're very aware of that. Like for example, I was able to buy a camera for us to continue shooting, and that came from like me doing my day job. But then we did the screen skills application for funding, and we were able to get some sound equipment. And it's like once you have camera and sound equipment, and you can get decent lighting, or at least you know how to shoot, then it's like what excuse do you really have? Like, so I think we recognize how blessed we are in the sense that there's a lot of people that would like kill to have what we have. So it's like, yeah, we're going to continue working, especially because we like doing it. We're going to continue working. So that's why you see us continuously. We're always online posting something because there's always something that we're working on. So yeah.
Nice. So what's the writing process like? Like, how do you guys write together? Like, do you come together and just write, or do you write one scene, or do you do like a writer's room together and brainstorm? What's that process like?
I think it depends on like what projects we're working on specifically or what the project is for. But mostly it comes down to availability. So like we'll try to find times where we're literally both available if we have like an hour or two. And when we are, that's when it's like at its most optimal. So, you know, we jump on Final Draft, and Final Draft has that collaboration aspect to it. So we both collaborate, and once we've worked out, like we do a lot of planning, but once we've worked out the voices of the characters, scene by scene breakdown, you know, the motivation of each character going into each scene, and literally the voice is very important. But once we worked out all those things, then it's a matter of, you know, sometimes, oh, you write that scene, I write that scene, and then we just keep going and going and going. And then once we like done quite a bit, we just because David, as he's an actor, he likes to do all these voices. David will read the whole thing and do each person's voice. And go, actually, that doesn't sound great. Let's change that, or let's change the pacing of that. And yeah, one thing I really learned is from watching like Edgar Wright's BBC Maestro course, because he's probably one of my favorite directors. But he was like, you know, getting your scripts read out loud, even if just by friends or anyone, it's really going to help. So once that happens, we're able to like really like lock in and, you know, find it to be a very quick process, because we're so familiar with each other's voices and we're so familiar with the characters after we've developed it. But was that it, David? Did I miss anything?
Bro, literally, like again, we're so familiar with each other's voices that sometimes it's a case of like I'll do a draft, or he'll do a draft, but with my voice in his head or his voice in my head.
Yeah.
I'll write a joke and I'll be like, oh, this is a Phil joke for sure.
Okay.
They'll pick out that joke. Like, oh, that joke was sick. And I was like, I know, you came up with it. You came up with it, basically.
Okay. So because your voice is so similar, do you then seek feedback outside of your duo so you can get like a different perspective and get good constructive feedback?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got, as I said, we got such a great tribe of that some of them are in the creative industry, some aren't even in there, but like they'll always be down to jump on a script, read with us on Zoom, or just like read of our scripts and hear feedback. And like when we do a short film, we do like private screenings at like a games night or something, and just get their look on it. And yeah, man, so much support is around us, so it's a blessing.
How do you decide like what film David's gonna act in and not act in? Like, how do you decide that?
You know, there was a period when David was in everything, and then I kind of told him like, listen, for my director show rule, this ain't a good look, bro. It's a good look for your acting show rule, but for my director show rule, nah. I can only work with one person. So it was kind of a case of like, I kind of just had to be like, all right, listen, let's try to find outside people for this one, or
Okay.
and then I always floated by David, but I think David sees himself in, or David's confident enough to play every character that we write, which is fantastic. So yeah, like it's a matter of just going, all right, cool, let's try someone else for this one, just so we can broaden our horizons as well, and like working with different talent. But I mean, listen, if we were given a full production budget and we work with a production company and we got like a commission, I would want to cast David as lead immediately. Like that would be my first choice. Unless it's like, it's a woman lead, then it's like, okay, cool, maybe we'll go somewhere else. But yeah, ultimately, I really want to work with David forever. So like, it's David immediately. If not, then here's what it is. But for now, I'm working with other people because I want to broaden my horizons as a director.
Of course. So. Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, see, now we're going to get to the game section of this interview. So I'm going to put your rom-com knowledge to the test. So you guys are going to be playing against each other. Okay, so we want to see who is the real connoisseur when it comes to rom-coms. So I tried to like mix it up a bit, try to really go out there and try to find some really classic ones and white and black, really try to pass the test. So okay, I'll start. So the game is, guys, so basically I'm gonna read the log lines for some romantic comedies, and Phil and David have to guess it, and whoever gets it right, they get a point. And if you both get it right, then I'll give you both the point and do it like that, and we'll see who's the winner. Okay. All right, so first one. This one probably should be very easy. I feel like you guys will get this. Okay. Two youngsters reeling from bad breakups connect over
My lane.
Okay. 1-1. Okay. 1-1. Okay. Cool. You should have got that one. Just look. Okay, all right. Second one. Okay. A middle-aged husband's life changes dramatically when his wife asks him for a divorce. He seeks to rediscover his manhood with the help.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, correct. Okay. 2-1.
Don't play with me.
Okay.
Oh my days.
Not a game.
Oh my word. All right. So now,
Okay. Next one. Okay. Book superstore magnate Joe Fox and independent bookshop owner Kathleen Kelly fall in love in an anonymity of the internet, both blissfully unaware that he's trying to put her out of business.
I know it.
Oh, that's is it Trainwreck?
Tom Hanks and
You're warm.
Nora Ephron. Why is it not coming to me? Phil, say it. You might say it at this point. Might as well say it.
I'm going blank.
I know it's Tom Hanks and Dennis Quaid's Ma. Oh my gosh.
You're there. You're literally.
I'm literally
on fire.
right
You're
there.
on fire.
They did Sleepless in Seattle and they did this one.
Okay, you give up?
Yeah, I
give up.
Okay, you've got mail.
Because they're old, innit? You've got text or something, but this is
They were like doing email chat. It was like them chat room things.
The chat rooms and that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
nah. I fell myself.
Right.
Bring it back.
Okay, here's the next one. A pushy boss forces her young assistant to marry her in order to
Proposal. Ryan Reynolds.
No, David, stop.
3-1. Okay, 3-1.
David.
Damn.
Hey, I love that film.
Okay. All right. Next one. Okay. An arrogant career woman plays a series of heartless mind games with her boyfriend to put him in line, only to discover he has a few tricks up his own sleeve.
Two could play that game.
Wow. Okay. 4-1. Wow.
You could play that game, bro.
In my head, the first bit sounded like the plot, or one of the plots of like Think Like a Man, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just went blank, but David's winning. Alright, cool. Say that.
Okay. This one, okay. I feel like you guys will both get this, but it's 4-1 to David at the moment. Okay. Follows the lives of 8 very different couples in dealing with their love life.
Like a Man.
Wait, say again?
Think Like a Man.
Like a
I
Man.
think we both said that.
No. Let me finish. Okay.
Love Actually.
Yes. 4-2. Okay. Good. Okay. Phil's making a comeback. All right, let's see. 2 more. Let's see if Phil can tie it up. Okay. I probably am. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit harder because this is giving away too much names in this. All right, I'm going to see. Okay. This female character doesn't let her 3 sisters men push them around. She's always butting in. Wow. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear it. What?
Man, listen,
Oh wow. Deliver us
don't
some
play
Eva.
with me
Oh my
on this
God.
rom-com.
This
Okay.
guy.
5-2. Okay, I think this last one you're gonna get, both of you, because you've already said it. Okay.
Oh snap!
Okay, so four friends conspire to turn the tables on their
Think
women.
like a man.
Yes, there we go.
that one, that's
Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow.
Oh
Well,
wow. All
Yeah.
right, well done,
results.
David.
Yeah,
Hey,
well
no,
done.
go
5-3. That was
go
good. That
team.
was good. That was good. That was good. Now you guys know your romantic comedies. You guys know them. So yeah, I'm really
Right.
happy I didn't include Eddie Murphy and stuff. I felt like that would have been too obvious. I was like, let me try not to.
Goes immediately.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Oh,
So out of all of those like films that I mentioned, or even like any romantic comedy, which one would you have wished you like wrote or directed or starred in?
Think
oh,
like a man.
Me too. I love that film.
Think
Yeah.
like a man. Well,
exactly.
firstly, it's the blackest out of all of them. But then also, I like my favorite rom-com is That Awkward Moment. So that's got like Zac Efron,
Yes.
Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan. I like rom-coms that show a bit of bromance in there as well.
Mhm.
Because I think it's an opportunity firstly to show really positive male relationships, but then also like your friendship group tends to be very important to your relationships and how your relationships thrive and that. So yeah, I like that type of stuff. Yeah, you're having these four guys and they have very, very, very different struggles.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't like about the film, like I like Kevin Hart. It's just that like realistically, it doesn't really make sense for him to be the narrator of the film. But
Yeah.
obviously, he was a very big star at the time. So yeah, cool, I get it. But like
So,
thematic, like for the story, doesn't really make sense. But hey,
yeah, I think for me, so my favorite all-time rom-com is Boomerang, Eddie Murphy. And if we're talking about a film I wish I was in, Boomerang, Marcus Graham, killed that role. My gosh, I've
bro, do you know what you would have killed?
What? Which one?
Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd eat anything at this
Yeah,
point. Starving. But then one that I would have loved to write,
Mhm.
definitely maybe Ryan Reynolds. That film has a really high spot in my heart because yeah. Something similar. Not that, but something similar. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Nice. So what's in store? What's next for you guys? What's next for the RomCom guys?
Well, coming up this week. So I'm not sure when this is coming out. So I would say on the 9th of is it May? Yeah, 9th of May, we are attending the 40-hour film festival because our film got shortlisted. So we're going to attend that, and then we're going back to work on our Christmas rom-com that David mentioned, which is, let's see, what can I say right now? I mean, it's quite similar to you Think Like a Man, basically. Like you got these three friends who haven't really seen each other since university, and they decide to throw Christmas games night so they can meet new women, basically. And all chaos ensues. There's love triangles, there's hijinks, all of the above. And yeah, that's what we're going back to working on. And we're working basically through the year so that we could have a Christmas release, basically.
Nice. I like that. That sounds really good. I'm excited to see that. That sounds really good. Definitely. Because I mean, with what we have with like Boxing Day and stuff, like it's coming, and I just wish all the best for you guys because I feel like you're both really talented, love your work, and I love rom-coms as well. So I want to see more of that Black British representation. I'm very passionate about that. So yeah, that's what we want to see. So yeah, so where can people find you, like socials and YouTube, and see all your stuff?
Yeah, follow us at the RomComGuys on all socials. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You know what I mean? We down with the U's and whatnot. So old. But yeah, at the RomComGuys everywhere. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks guys for being on the show. It's great chatting with you and catching up and seeing you guys, and hopefully I see you in person because we're with Sarah Puts and I need to go to more stuff and I'll talk to you guys there. But yeah, good. Well, thanks guys for listening. You can follow me all on my usual socials. You know them, there's a bunch of them. Stay tuned for episodes coming soon.